Okay.
Are we on?
Yeah, welcome everybody to our lentil and couscous power bowl cooking class. I have
Yes.
Misty,
Hello.
my beautiful wife, and as you can see, our beautiful daughter in the back there, she's eating a little bit. Kate, can you wave hello, Kate?
Say
Can
hi.
you say hi?
Hi.
She's a little bigger than the last time we did this. All right, babe, why don't you tell us what we got going tonight?
Well, so let's talk about our base first. We got the couscous and we got the lentils. And Blake's going to talk about the health benefits of these two things.
There's the couscous, and there's the lentils. She had these all made up. She'll tell you about how she made them. We have our toppings we'll talk about. We tried these last night, and they were so good.
Very good.
So, just a little bit on the health benefits of some of the ingredients tonight. So, lentils, if you didn't know, they're very low in calories. They are high in iron, folate, and protein, and they contain polyphenols, which can reduce several risk factors for heart disease. And then couscous is also high in protein, believe it or not. It's actually wheat durum. It's from wheat durum. And if you were trying to avoid gluten or something, you could do like a quinoa in this recipe or rice or anything really. But couscous is high in protein, rich in selenium, which has been linked to reduced risk of cancer and boosted immune function. So selenium is great for immune system and even has been shown to be good for cancer. Green onions. And on the green onions, I'm sorry, we didn't have those in the meal kits. We put those in the deal, and then I realized we didn't have them. So if you need to sub in some different kind of onion tonight, please do that. Regular onion or red onion or whatever, or no onion at all. But green onions are an excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and K. And then garlic. Garlic, I mean, do we have any out?
We have our
Let's see, I'll get some, but garlic is really amazing. It's very powerful. Where do I even begin with garlic? Garlic has potent medicinal. This is one that sprouted a little on us here. But garlic has potent medicinal properties. It is nutrient dense, can reduce blood pressure, improve cholesterol, reduce risk of heart disease, may prevent dementia, increase longevity, increase athletic performance, detox heavy metals, and if you can believe it, there's more. Garlic
and it'll keep your spouse away from you if you don't want them.
Yeah. The key to that is if you're going to eat it, you should both eat it.
Yes. Which we always do, and let me tell you, I add this raw on the top of many of our dishes that we eat. It adds so much flavor, and a little tip for helping it not to sprout. I have another container of it in here. I keep it in here in a bag like this, and in a dark area. It helps keep it fresh longer. Just a little tip for you. But you can still use it when it's like this. I just cut off the sprout part and mince it, and it's fine.
And so a lot of times if we feel like we're fighting something, one thing I've learned from Linda is I mince garlic. We'll mince garlic on salads, in whatever. It goes with pretty much anything.
And raw is best.
Yeah, raw is so good. It's so powerful. And for me, minced, I love the taste of it mixed in with things. I don't know if you've ever taken a bite out of a straight clove. It kind of burns the tongue. Minced is better. Also, we do have some pickled garlic at the store that's really good, and that's great for your immune system too. There's also some garlic supplements, of course, but garlic all around is great for immune system, circulation, blood pressure, you name it. Has some amazing medicinal properties. All right, so tell us a little more about the dish. How did you make the lentils?
Okay, so I kind of made a post about the lentils yesterday on the Vibrant You page. But if you buy lentils from bulk that may be older, it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they've been sitting in there a little longer. And the older they are, the longer they can take to cook. And so on the internet it says it'll take 20 to 30 minutes to cook lentils. But you really need a little bit longer. I found 45 to 60 minutes is the best way to do this. And like cooking things in vegetable broth, I find that it adds flavor and nutrition. And so this Cadia brand is a really good price for organic vegetable broth. You're adding so much flavor and nutrition. So you double the amount of liquid for the amount of lentils. So I had 2 cups of lentils, then I had 4 cups of the broth. And you just let it, you bring it to
You can do water too, it's fine. Or...
Yeah, water's fine. If you do water, it's best to add the seasonings at the end, because if you add salt or seasonings while it's boiling, it can actually damage the outer layer of the lentil and prevent from cooking properly. So I always like to season after they're already cooked. You bring it to a rapid simmer, and then you turn it down and just let it simmer with the lid off for as long as it takes to get the tenderness that you like. And then oftentimes you'll have to add water because the water will evaporate off. So I added water as I was cooking these lentils like 2 or 3 times because they absorb the water. And then at the end, after they cooked, I want to talk about some of these spices. We have coriander, which is like cilantro and a seasoning, paprika. I want to talk about dulse. This is a great alternative to salt. It's much healthier for you. It's like a sea salt. It's really pretty.
Yeah. It's from seaweed.
Seaweed, yeah. And so we use this in place of salt. It's dulse, D-U-L-S-E, I believe.
D-U-L-C-E, I think.
D-U-L-C-E.
Well, I'm not sure.
Anyways, look it up on Google. And then garlic salt, which I keep in a big container because I use it so much. And so then we just added a little bit of those things, the paprika, the coriander, the garlic salt, and dulse. And I just did it by taste. So a lot of people like exact measurements, but I just did it to taste until we liked the flavor. So mess with the different seasonings. I'll give Kate a little bit here. She ate some of this last night, and she actually liked it. Anyhow.
What do you think, Katie? What do you think? Is it good?
Is it good? Yeah. Anyhow, everybody has a different palate. It's good to play with different seasonings and amounts to see what you like. And it's kind of fun. I mean, you can do with the person, your spouse or whoever you're sharing this meal with. I mean, invite them into the kitchen with you for this part and taste a little bit until you get it exactly how you like it.
So what spices did you put in the lentils again?
Paprika,
mm-hmm.
coriander,
mm-hmm.
garlic salt,
mm-hmm.
and dulse.
Okay.
Or you can use salt.
And did you put any parsley in that?
I did not.
That's in the couscous.
All
okay,
right.
tell us about this.
So the couscous.
It cooks a little faster. The lentils can take up to an hour.
Yeah.
So give yourself a little time on that.
Couscous.
And you test them. Some people, we don't like them very firm. Some people like them firmer. So.
Yeah. So yeah, the couscous is really quick. Again, about the same proportions of liquid, double. So if you had 2 cups of couscous, you'd want 4 cups of vegetable broth. Now I do suggest cooking couscous in broth or some kind of seasoning because on its own, it's pretty bland. And what I read about cooking it said you bring the broth or the water to a boil, then you add in the couscous and a dollop of butter, which I always use this butter. You can show this a little up close. This is the Earth Balance olive oil butter. It's really good. You want more lentils? Anyways, you add the couscous, you add a dollop of butter and some olive oil, you stir it all up, and then you take it off heat, put the lid on, and let it sit for 5 minutes. And I could tell that it had absorbed the moisture like really quickly, so I added some more broth and stirred it up a little more so that it wasn't dry. The thing about couscous is that it can get dry, and so watch it when you're cooking it. If it looks like it's dry, go ahead and add some more water. Keep that lid on and it'll just really steam it nicely. And it was good even plain before I added anything to it, right after I cooked it. But I did add, get my lemon out. Okay, I added grated lemon rind. And you don't have to have a fancy lemon zester. I'm going to add a little more. I just have this fine grater here, and nothing is better than fresh grated lemon rind. It adds so much flavor to any dish. You can add this to pasta. You can add this to lots of things to add flavor. So I just added a little bit of that. Again, mess with the flavor like you do with the lentils until you get it. And I'm going to squeeze some more because it's been in my fridge and I'm sure that it has dried out a little bit. I got some seeds in there. And then I had added dried parsley and some garlic salt. You can also add a little olive oil again if you feel like it's dried out. It's just like pasta, like if you made a pasta salad and the next day you get it out, it's a little dry, you can add more dressing.
So on the oil, extra virgin olive oil is on the approved oil list that you have.
This is great stuff.
In the program overview document. If you need that, let me know. But there's an approved oil list and an approved sweetener list. Even those to be used in moderation. The thing about it is our bodies are almost 70% water. So what doesn't mix with water? It's oil. And what kind of foods? You know, you're taking like olive oil, for instance, you're taking a whole plant food, and you're taking the oil out of it and getting a concentrated oil and a fat. And so you're getting a high into your body, which is obviously, you know, more concentrated than eating an olive. But the point is it doesn't mix well with water. And if we can, you know, actually this kitchen sink when we moved here was completely clogged with grease and fat from animal products and grease from cooking. And actually when I was watching, some of you may have seen, I think it's Forks Over Knives movie, they show a bypass surgery. And really what I took out of my drain was really similar to what they were taking out of the man's artery. But so limit your oils, limit your cholesterol. The things that have the most oil, fat, and cholesterol are animal products. So try to limit those things. Cheese, meat, you know, all that stuff. Even vegetable oil. I've known vegetarians. Actually, my grandpa died of heart disease, and he was a vegetarian, but he just ate terrible. So
yeah. So if you don't want to cut meat and cheese or oils out of your diet entirely, just cut in half what you were doing before. Like I made lasagna the other night. And instead of using ricotta, I pureed tofu and I put a little mozzarella in with it. And when I made my layers, I just used like a little sprinkling of mozzarella. And so it's okay to have these things. And if you still want to do, I mean, if you want to cut it out entirely, that's great.
yeah.
But and that's the best way to go. But if you're not ready to take that step,
yeah,
the best thing you can do is to just use like half of what you were using before.
Right, and it's about where you are. If you're not there to cut any of it out, don't. Let's just focus on improving. So wherever we're at, let's keep improving. We've been out this for, what have we been married, 9 years?
Yeah.
We've been at this 9, and I've only worked at Nature's Pantry like 7 years. So we've been at this like 7 years, and we've just taken small baby steps over time. Remember, small habits lead to big change.
Yeah. So that's how I cooked those things and how I flavored them. And I've never really had couscous before. I think yesterday when I made it was the first time I'd really had it. Just plain. It is super good. I was really impressed. When Blake told me his idea for this meal, I was like, I don't know. But then we made it yesterday to try it out, and it was really good. And like he said, these things are both high in protein, so this meal is going to leave you feeling full and satisfied. You're not going to get to 8 p.m. and have like a hunger pain. Like this is very filling.
Yes,
and
it's very good.
And it's that kind of full that you eat it and you feel good full, not like I'm rolling out of here full like you do when you leave the Mexican restaurant. It's a good kind of full.
And the thing I really like is this was a double batch of 2 cups of each. And look how much it made. I mean, and this is a base that you can use and do different things with. If you have this left over, you can quickly, eat it cold was fine, or warm it up and throw whatever fresh toppings you have on it, or any sauce or salad dressing or veggies or whatever you have in it. And it's a real filling, easy, fast meal that, we cooked this, she cooked this, and that's, a few meals that are just ready to go. It's it's a plant-based. It's going to give you energy. It's going to fill you up. It's going to satiate. It's going to, keep you going.
Yeah, and we ate this for dinner last night, and as you can see, we still have tons left over. Yeah. So 2 cups of quinoa and 2 cups of lentils. This is going to make at least 2 meals for you, if not 3, depending on how many people are in your family. Kate's really liking those strawberries. Okay, so I just cut up cucumbers, cilantro, tomatoes, and green onions. And you can add, I mean, if you wanted bell peppers. Are you dead? You could add really whatever you want to the top of it. But that's how I did it. Okay. And I even had mine with some lettuce I used as a base. But if you're going to use it as like a bowl, you can cut out the lettuce. But if you want to add even more veggies, you can do that. I did that last night. Okay, so I'm going to make it up here. You want to get a little closer, babe, to the plate. You can do this in a bowl. You can do this on a plate. Blake ate his yesterday. Oh, yeah? The couscous. Some tomatoes. I love the flavor of green onions. Some cilantro. A lot of people don't like cilantro. It's kind of a strong flavor.
Hi, baby.
Okay. And then
the bee sauce.
We call it bee sauce because, you know.
We got kids.
And Reed actually thought it was made from bees. I had to tell him recently, no, it's not actually bees.
It's made from almonds.
Yes. And this is a great alternative dressing. Dip, you name it. You can dip crackers in it. You can dip chips in it. You can use it as a salad dressing. Here, get a little close so they can see what it's like. It's kind of thick, like maybe a little thicker than ranch dressing.
Look at how lovely this meal is.
So
that'll fill you up.
You can mix it together.
And you know, the thing about these recipes, you know, we've just learned like one recipe at a time, and we're not even really, don't have that many. Like, Misty's an amazing cook, and she can pretty much do anything with no planning. But like, we've just slowly learned recipes, like the raw wraps and this one. And so, but then the thing about it is, it's always the first time that's hard. But then once you learn it and get it down, it's not a big deal anymore. And you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't expensive. I mean, what did these meal kits for two? It was like $17, and you're gonna have a bunch of leftover food and ingredients. So
for two people, I think this would make up to 4 meals. So I mean, you're spending dollars per a meal for all of this, and this is all organic.
Well, and even if
all great
quality. and the thing about it too is like, aren't our bodies worth investing in anyway? Like, a lot of times we put priorities in our cars or our homes or other things, and those things aren't bad, or it's not like we shouldn't do that. But, you know, sometimes our bodies and what we put in our body comes last because we put other things ahead in our budget. And so for us, we really put our health as our number one priority. And because we want to have quality of life for life, we want to be with our kids. We want to be with our grandkids. We want to be active and get on the floor with them and play around with them and be healthy enough to be a blessing still to them.
Yeah. Well, we hope you enjoy this meal. Take a picture of yours. Let us know what you
post it to the group page.
Whatever. Let us know your thoughts on it. We were talking last night as we were eating this. Wow, this would be a nice thing to put in the grab and go, maybe eventually at Nature's. So if this is something you would like to see, you know, available there, let us know that too. I mean, we're always looking for ways to make healthy eating easy and fast for people. So and remember that everything that we put in our mouth, everything we put in our body is either helping create disease or it's healing. So be conscious of that, because it adds up over time. And you know what? Health is the greatest wealth, so invest in your health because you are worth it. All right, everybody. You say bye-bye?
Have a good night.
I say bye-bye?
Say bye, Katie.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time.